Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Entropia content. Today, managed to fly all the way to Arcadia, landed yesterday, right after. Looks like we got a message. What's his name? Yo messaged. Or, I'm not sure how to say that. Anyway. Yeah, so just give him a chat, see what's up. Today, I don't know. I was thinking, yeah, it's so sweet. Like, I don't know, yesterday I was getting a little bit down in the dumps. I had a lot of bad shit going on in my life. So sorry if I kind of was a little bit down when I was doing the episode yesterday. I know I was talking about quitting streaming Entropia, but I don't know what it is. I think I've just kind of reached that crossroad point in my life where I'm trying to figure out what I should do next, and I don't know. To think that I could ever really quit playing Entropia is a stretch. Now, some days I think that I should be playing less video games and going out and doing stuff, and then I'm like, wait a minute, the fucking pandemic, I can't even do shit. So really, it's not like I'm wasting that much time. Okay, yeah, this is a common misconception people get about Canada, is that we speak French. It's like, actually no. Majority, almost like 99% of Canada doesn't speak a word of French. But even though they force us to try to learn it in school, but most people just ignore it. The only people that speak French really in Canada are the ones that live in Quebec. And the reason we get this whole thing where everyone thinks we speak French is because of the language equality thing, but it's actually not equal in Canada. We just constantly fight each other over languages. Quebec and English people have always fought since the beginning of Canada, and it's never stopped. But some people argue that that sort of fighting is actually what gives us our strength. Like, if we weren't fighting with different languages all the time, maybe we wouldn't be so strong. I don't know, it's hard to say one way or the other. Yeah, I'll just inform them, no. Normally people that... Now, I think what it is the world scene actually gets a strange impression that we all speak French, because the bilingual thing is a strict rule in Canada where you're only allowed to take part in Canadian society if you can speak both languages. And they show that almost all the bilingual people all live in Quebec. So everyone else that can't speak French is excluded from all of Canadian culture and things that we're allowed to do. Like, all the best paying jobs in Canada are only available if you can speak French. So that's why there's like a huge disparity of like really wealthy people that are French, and the English people are often poor. It often goes with leadership as well. Like, you can't be in politics in Canada. Like, say if I wanted to become prime minister in my own country, I'm not eligible because of bilingualism. So the diversity of strength is actually hindering me so that I can't even run to lead my own country. And then the debate is, oh, you could just learn French. Well, yeah, what happens if I don't want to learn French? Like, that uses up a lot of your fucking memory, and I don't want to waste my memory by learning another language that I'll never use. It's like, I have no interest in speaking French. I don't want anything to do with the culture. I have my own culture, my own language. I'm not looking to change. Now, that was the one thing when I went on my first trip to Montreal, that was the one time I regretted not learning how to speak French, even though I took all these French classes for years. I think I took French classes every day for almost 8 years, hours of them. And guess what I learned? Bonjour. And it's funny, you think, oh, you just didn't pay attention. Ask anyone else who's taken French classes how much French they learned. So I found that kind of funny. It's like they try to drill other languages into us in school, and we're like, most people are like, fuck it. That's just like 99% of our day wasted. Like years wasted. Yeah, so one time I was in Montreal, I was traveling out east, and I started meeting some like hot fucking chicks, and they could only speak French. I was like, oh, irritating. Okay, so what's going on Arcadia? Let's check it out. As far as I know, when I'm on Arcadia, there's only two things I can do. I can either collect oil or sweat. There's really no missions that I've ever seen that people like on Arcadia. There is this like mission that requires a whole bunch of sweat. So I know some people are doing that one a bit. I like the Anubis thing. Anubis, if anyone wants to check in my archive, I used to do a lot of research on Anubis. It kind of freaked me out at some point, so I kind of got away from it, just because like there's a lot of weird shit that happens when you research Anubis. Like I was surprised. I didn't know Anubis was a universal god all across the globe. Like even the Aztecs, Egyptians, Phoenicians, pretty much anyone who had an advanced culture back in the day was worshipping Anubis. Or he was the god of death that guided people in the afterlife. Some cultures gave him different names, but it was always the same. Like Black Dog, guarding the death, escorting people in the afterlife. So I was like, that was kind of fucked. Like I don't know why our world leaders or our history classes, they don't teach that a lot of the culture in the old days was universal across the whole globe. So I don't know, understand, like, I guess they're trying to give us the impression that, here, where am I? Celeste Quarry? That's not where I wanted to go. Oh yeah, it was, because I wanted to check out that mission. Yeah, so let's just check out, what do they got for Arcadia missions now? Is there anything that actually would incentivize me to go and do something? Other than sweating and collecting oil. See, all these challenges are all like, hunt this, hunt that. It's like, well, I'm not really into hunting, so fuck that. I don't know, for me, hunting, it's like, it was, See, hunting, like the reason I got into crafting over hunting is crafting, I have a chance to profit. I tried hunting for years and years and years, and it's like 99.999999 all losses. You almost have no chance to ever win. So I'm like, why would I hunt if there's no chance of winning? It's like maybe if there was like a 5% chance or even a 10% chance, I'd be like, woohoo, I should try hunting. But no. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I just talked to her, didn't I? Attribute token trader. I don't know what the hell attribute tokens are. Alright, so as far as I can tell, well yeah, if anyone's wondering, this place I came here is called Celeste Quarry. This is like the Twin Peaks of Arcadia, where a lot of people come, trade stuff here. Yeah, let's check out my storage and see what's going on here. Oh yeah, big congrats to Jamal Murray. What team does he play for again? The Denver Nuggets or something? But anyways, yeah, the kid from Kitchener, the city that I live in, managed to beat Kawhi Leonard, the guy that left Canada and said that he could do better on his own in the States. So I was really hoping that the Raptors could beat him to show him that Canada shouldn't have bailed on us. But what was kind of weird was after we got eliminated, I was like, fuck, Kawhi's going to win now. And it turns out the kid from Kitchener on another team didn't even need the Toronto Raptors. Him on his own, he was able to beat Kawhi. It's like, alright, good for him. Now, I met a few people in my city that used to know Jamal. I can't remember, the one guy from the radio station I knew said that he, something to do with school. Can't remember if his kids went to the same school or something. Yeah, it's a small world. Right, so I got the 7K for the sweat. I've got a little bit of energy, metal residue. Let's see, how much Milica and Arcan did I leave here? Almost completely out. See, I tried doing, yeah, I'll show you guys. If anyone wants to do, what is it, God damn. Nah, I'm a little bit tired today. Yesterday was a super stressful day, so. Component, there it is. Sandrunner fuel cells. If anyone wants the Sandrunner fuel cell blueprint, you don't actually have to buy it on auction. Although surprisingly, some people do. Well, not surprisingly. Yeah, so the Sandrunner fuel cell, the fucking vehicle crafting trick, has been in the crafting terminal all this time. This is where I was surprised. I'm like, why didn't more people start doing the crafting trick? So when I brought the Sandrunner fuel cell and used it on Arcadia, the loot was just garbage. Like, I was losing shitloads of money. So I was like, fuck this. And I was like, thank God I tried the Sandrunner fuel cell print on Rocktropia. As soon as I brought it there, fucking doubled my money the first crafting run. I was like, holy fuck. It's like Arcadia sucks balls. It's like, I don't know, they got good items here, but man, you never want to use them here. And if anyone wants to know the history of Arcadia, I guess I should summarize it a bit. I'm not sure all the details, but when Arcadia was added to the Entropia universe, what it was I'm pretty sure there was like a community that was sick of Calypso and they wanted a new planet. And then they wanted to be able to make their own rules. They didn't like the direction Calypso was going. So they wanted Arcadia to be like their new planet that they could just ditch Calypso. So I think that plan went okay for a while. Yeah, and if you want the oil rig, it's the scrapyard. But from what I heard, the planet was okay for a while, but then it eventually tanked. Everyone went back to Calypso, and now Arcadia has been pretty much abandoned. So I don't know, like, maybe some people are still investing in Arcadia. I used to back in the day. Like, Arcadia was my biggest shop sale ever. When I bought a shop on Arcadia and resold it, that was my biggest haul of fame in the game. I think I made over 20,000 ped in the sale. Something around there. So yeah, that's one part of Arcadia I did love. That was fucking sweet. Making that sale. Ah, fuck. I hate it when I do that. I want to get in the vehicle and it fucking picks it up. Ah, irritating. Ah, stomach is sore again. No, it's been a stressful week because I've been fucking doing occasional shifts for my boss. He's started to get more work and calling me in. And I don't know, it's not going good because I still got to stay home and look after my uncle. And it's hard to fucking do both jobs. It's actually killing me. So yeah, it's a little bit stressful. That's why I was like stressing out about doing podcasting, because I'm like, fuck, I got to cut something out of my life because I'm getting overwhelmed again. But no, it's not going to be Entropia. I appreciate everyone who put the comments and big shout out saying they love the show or watch the show at least. No, and I was thinking that too. I was just down in the dumps yesterday. No, thanks guys. You helped cheer me up. No, and what people were saying too was they think that my comments and likes were down because I was spending too much time on Next Island. Okay, just get in the vehicle. Fuck. And I was thinking, yeah, that makes sense. I was spending too much time on Next Island. I was even sick of it. Alright, so when you fly from here, you can see that tower in the distance. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going. It's been a while since I've been here. I haven't said hi to the Arcadian oil rig community in a while, so I'm hoping they're there. I can break the news to them why Beamer's been gone so long. Maybe they found out already that he passed, I don't know. I did put a message on the Entropia forum, because I figured Beamer would want to tell a lot of his friends at Entropia what happened. Not that everyone's just wondering if he quit the game. No, Beamer was really into the game. He played it for, I don't know, at least over a decade, I think. Every day, sometimes like 8 hours a day. Because back in the day, he was looking after his wife. She had dementia really bad. So he would balance it out where he'd play Entropia and look after his wife, and that was the escape that he could get away from the stress of all the fucking medical issues. I noticed that's a lot. Like, the greatest thing about Entropia, people make fun of it, it's just a casino and gambling and stuff, but a lot of people do use it as an escape for medical reasons. Like, I know I've talked to people that are, like, disabled and shit, and they're like, yeah, it's nice to play in Entropia, because they can, like, imagine that they're not disabled, right? It's like it's like a escapism, that's what they call it. Sort of like watching sports. It gets your mind off the problems in life. There we go. Now, if anyone's wondering how the oil rig here works, there's usually people that run around in circles collecting all the oil. I'll just do a quick, or no, actually. And normally in the morning it's really empty, but there's tons of people here today. And they got these freaking creatures that go around the rig trying to kill you. So you do have like a little bit of action where you have to run around. Oh, and the thing too is a lot of times people run and always look at the rig. Because this one's weird. When the oil comes out, it shoots out like a rocket and leaves a trail. So you can, oh, there it is. Oh fuck, I hope I pick it up. Did I get it? I can't even tell because I'm on chat. Alright, I got the oil. Woohoo! So yeah, you can see. How was that for a demonstration, right? Oh. Alright, 1 second. Alright, I'm back, everyone. Man, did I ever just try something good? It's like I was taking a glance at the pot plants that I cut down. I left the stem sticking out of the root, or out of the pot. Like, just cut it at the base, didn't actually pull the root out of the ground. So I happened to glance at the pot today. I was like, hey, look at that. It's like, you know, when you cut a plant down, sometimes water comes out it. Like if you cut a vine, they say if you're trapped in the wilderness and you need clean water to drink, and you can't find any, try cutting a vine. Because they said sometimes you'll cut a vine and all of a sudden water will start coming out because the plant's alive and it pushes water through it and it filters it. So yeah, I looked at the cannabis stalk and guess what? A whole bunch of water was at the top. It like pooled into a bowl. And it's like it was pushing the water up the stem and it was just collecting at the top. So I'm like, heck, I'm going to try a little sip of this cannabis water straight out of the plant, see how it tastes. Fucking tastes amazing. Couldn't believe it. I was like, holy, someone should really make a drink like that. Cannabis water, straight from the plant. I don't think I got much of a glow from it, because I just took a sip, but man, it tasted really clean too. It was like a really clean water taste, and then a little hint of cannabis. I don't think I've ever tried water that good before. Alright, so let's get out of this place. As fun as this was, I'll show you guys what the deal is. The oil rig, where I picked up the oil, is most common, but it sprays out roughly as far as this guy is. So let's go a little bit beyond him. Sometimes the rig will shoot a barrel of oil really far from the rig and other people miss it. So it's good to do an occasional lap around just to see if there's any oil anywhere. I was going to equip the axe so I could run faster, but I don't want a chance swinging it and having it decay. Alright, so I've got some of these zombie creatures after me. What are they? Ortons? Or Oritons? I think I was calling them Ortons before. So anyways, yeah, when the Ortons chase you, what I usually do is lure them away from the oil rig. So other people have a chance of collecting the oil without being distracted by the Ortons. And me and Beamer, when we come here to collect oil, he would occasionally shoot the Ortons just for the fun of it. And man, he would get the occasional global. So these Ortons, despite being low levels, well, some of them are low. Yeah, so despite that low level on some, they can global still. I think it was a level 13 Orton that he killed, the thief, that gave us our best global. We were teamed up when we got it. Yeah, so sometimes the oil will spray out really far, but that's kind of rare. Normally where it sprays where I picked it up there. That's actually why I was running to that spot. I'm like, hey, this is where the oil sprays most often. And it did. Now if anyone's wondering about picking up minerals and rocks, I found there's a decent amount around here. Not as much as that really hot spot on Next Island, but the one advantage I noticed to picking up fruit stacks and stones on Arcadia is you often get bigger stacks. Like I'm talking like hundreds rather than just 20. So maybe I'll do that next. I was just letting him kill me and then I'll spawn back at the place. See, they designed this oil rig good. Look where I spawn. See? They spawned me at the correct location. See all the other planets that have rigs? See this? They spawn you where you died or where you came from. Isn't that a nice feature? See, this is like one of the features when they added this, where when you die you come here. This was like, hey, this was designed to make it fun to play. So this is why I actually come to this oil rig. So I don't know, like if other planets want to take note, it's like, hey, if you make things fun to play, people are more likely to play it. If you make it annoying as fuck, like changing the spot where you spawn when you go to the oil rig, it's fucking annoying. And then people are like, hey, this is annoying, I'm going to stop doing it. Now that's a big thing Nintendo designers used to say. They would design a game, they would finish it, then they'd get it tested, and some people would say as good and clean and perfect as everything is in the game, some parts of it just weren't fun. So then they'd go back to the drawing board and change those parts. See, I think that's a lot of game developers don't do these days. They develop a game, they get it perfect, but do they care if it's fun? So I think that caring if it's fun has been like lost in the development process. And the main reason I say that is because a lot of the games I play, like even today, are from like early 2000s. Like they haven't really designed fun games for decades. Like, I don't know, like I tried getting into Fortnite and all that, but man, is it garbage. It's like when I compare it to Battlefield 2, it's like, man, Battlefield 2 bridged, or Modern Combat, the level bridged too far. I could play that for years on end, where I would buy multiple TVs and crowds of people would come over to my house to try to play it. That's how good it was. How many people do you see doing that for Fortnite? They can't stop playing it, they're buying multiple TVs, all their friends are coming over their house so they can play it all at the same time. It's like, I just don't see that. Like maybe the networking community, like really nerdy people, but not the average people. Like I'm talking Battlefield 2, Bridge Too Far. It was so good. Outpost, that's it. Outpost is the one that I think has it. Yeah, it was a fucking amazing. Like regular people, like parents, kids, babysitters, everyone was playing that game. Whereas like Fortnite, not everyone, your mom's not playing Fortnite, is she? Your dad, she's not playing Fortnite. So it's not really that good of a game because it's not hooking everyone. It's just hooking gamers, that's it. Right, so I don't know what's the deal. Like I noticed the sweat population on Arcadia had been going down hardcore. Like the last few times I came here, I couldn't find anyone sweating. And this is what's happened. There's literally, I think Arcadia is dead. Like I hope they get these sweat missions going. Maybe they need to add a daily mission or something because there's nothing here. Like there's just people camping out the oil rig. But if you don't have people sweating, that's a sign that your planet's dead. Because sweating is like the lifeblood of a planet. If there's a sweating community, that community will spread out and do other things in the game. If there's no sweating community to fall back onto, then people are just like, ah, fuck it, I'll go somewhere else. Because in Entropia, that's the thing. You always have to have a lifeline or a net. When you get sick of something, you can go to do something else. It's like the side girl. No, I'm just kidding. No, I would never do that. Now, I've been involved in relationships where cheating happened and it isn't fun, so I wouldn't put that upon anyone. Man, if you're gonna sleep around, just tell the person. It's like, hey, let's do an open relationship. You don't have to hide it. And some people aren't into open relationships, so then yeah, you just move on. Now, I tried out that Ashley, or no, one of the dating sites I was trying. I don't think it was Ashley Madison. No, because you have to be married in order to sign up for that one. Yeah, that was the thing. I was trying these dating sites, and I met a few girls, and then they were saying, like, they would ask you if you're married. I'd be like, oh, no, sorry, I'm not married. Or no, I'm like, yeah, I'm not married, it's good. And they're like, oh, sorry, I'm not interested. I'm like, what? It's like there's actually quite a few women that you meet on dating sites that the only thing that turns them on is taking a man away from another woman. I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird, but surprisingly common. I don't know if it's like a competition thing. Women like to compete with each other. So yeah, I was trying that sometimes. Like, hey, maybe I should get a wedding ring that's fake and put it on, see how many chicks I can pick up. Now, I think what was the theory behind it? They were saying some women prefer that because it's a sign that the man is successful, so they don't actually have to worry about finding a man who's a deadbeat if they take a man away from another woman. Let's go back to the scrap. Well, I don't know, I'll go... I feel like, yeah, let's go to the quarry, and I'll ask if anyone knows where the new sweat circles are. Maybe there's just a new one. And I've been coming here for the noozle by mistake. Fucking teleporter again, that fucking menu issue. I'm pretty sure, like, back in the day when I used to play Entropia, that menu issue never existed. Like, if I picked the teleporter, the menu fucking worked. It didn't start freezing up and locking, so I couldn't even scroll. The only thing I can think of, maybe it's my computer. I'll have to try another computer and see if the same problem happens on it. Alright, so I'll ask here, see if anyone can answer if they know a good sweat location. Hoping so. Oh yeah, I don't know if I tell the greenhouse story. Fuck, man. Like, I bought greenhouses over the years. Usually I get the tent kind. Like, you put up a tent, it's a greenhouse, you have to secure it to the ground. Then eventually the fucking wind destroys them. So I'm like, God, why do I keep buying these shitty tent greenhouses? Why don't I buy a metal one? So what I did is I went online, got one that was on half price, and I used the swag bucks, got huge discounts. Like, sweet. And when I read the reviews, a lot of people said it was good, but some of the bad reviews saying it was a fucking bitch to assemble it. And a lot of people said when they assembled it, it didn't go well and they fucking had to throw it out. So I was like, oh man, I'll take the chance and buy it. Fuck, man, did I wish I ever listened to those reviews. I got the greenhouse, fucking opened it. The bag of fucking screws and bolts, it's like a fucking bag like this. Just fucking loaded with tiny little bolts and screws. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. There's like 50,000 fucking bolts and screws in there. I'm like, this is a 6-foot fucking shed, or like greenhouse. I'm not building a fucking mansion here. How many fucking screws? So I started assembling it. I look at the instructions. First page says you have to assemble it in 1 day, or it could break the greenhouse and void the warranty. I'm like, okay. And it gives an estimate time how long to assemble. 2 to 3 hours with 4 people working on it. I'm like, 4 people? What the fuck for a 6-foot fucking greenhouse? You gotta be kidding me. It takes 4 people to assemble this thing. So I'm like, okay, I'll start. Start in the morning, work till fucking evening, wasn't even halfway. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I fucking got part way done. Apparently the best sweating on Arcadia is solo sweating now. So I'm going to try to find out where this place is. They're saying sweat the Gallards. Who is helping me? Cormac. Thank you, Cormac. Yeah, so I reached the point where I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna try returning this greenhouse. Guess what I found out? It was free shipping to ship it to me, but if I want to ship it back to them, it cost hundreds of dollars, and they had like a 25% restocking fee. So basically, if I return it to them, I lose all my money and I don't get a greenhouse. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do with it now? Just throw it in the garbage? So buy a fucking $1,200 greenhouse, try to assemble it, and then throw it in the garbage. Alright, well if it's the Gallards, I'm not going to be going to sweat those because they have like 10 sweat. And when I sweat a creature, because of Rocktropia, I have an established fucking criteria. If a planet wants me to sweat here, they have to give me a mob that has at least 200 to 300 hit points that won't kill me, that I can sweat solo. If you're giving me a planet that has like a mob that's like 10 hit points and I can sweat it solo, fuck that shit. You can take that shit you designed and throw it in the trash. I ain't playing that. Okay. Yeah, because man, that's a fucking waste of time. If you're sweating 10 HP creatures or 20 HP creatures, you basically sweat for a few seconds, run, grab a new creature. And then that takes forever. And then you sweat for a few seconds, you have to run, grab a new creature. Oh my god. Yeah, see the red chicken has 15 health. That's fucking useless. Like whoever designed that for sweating should get a good slap in the face. Be like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, are you a moron? Like really, that's gotta be the dumbest sweat creature I've ever seen. Yeah, no wonder. It's like you create a planet with the best creature for sweating, have 15 fucking health points. Why do you think your planet's fucking empty? Are you a moron? Alright, so here's the chick. Maybe she wants to help sweat. But I'm pretty sure there's no creatures on this planet we can even sweat. Like, I can't ask her to come help sweat the noozles because they require at least 4 people. Alright, well, I don't know. I've already reached the point where there's nothing to do on Arcadia. I really shouldn't have came here so many days early. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, God. I don't know what to do. I should just fly to another fucking planet. I'm not going to sit here for fucking 10 days and fucking wait at that oil rig. God's sakes. Alright, well, maybe I'll do some exploring on the landmass. That'd be fun. Nice shirt. I should at least wave. That's kind of rude. It's like if you're staring at boobs, at least wave. Alright, let's look at the Arcadia map and see what it looks like. I don't know, what are these green things? Alright, let's teleport here, and I'll try to work my way north. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what I was thinking coming to Arcadia so soon. Fuck. I was kind of hoping that there'd be a big sweat circle at least, but man, if there's no sweating here, and all there is the oil rig, no daily missions, like this has got to be the lamest designed planet ever. But I think the only thing that I give credit for, yeah, let's give some good credit. I don't want to be ripping on fucking Arcadia the whole episode. I'll show you guys the Celeste Harbor Shops. I think it's the Harbor Shops, I'll check, but some of those were designed pretty nice. I'll show that off. Yeah, it is. See, this little bar here, it's designed kind of nice. It's got chairs, tables. What I used to do for fun is I would come here, sit, have a drink for a while, and then I would leave a little bit of peck or ped here on the table, and then just leave. And I noticed other people started doing it too, so then sometimes I'd come by and steal all the tips. But no, that's what I would do. Occasionally just put 1 or 2 peck. I'm pretty sure they removed that feature. Did they? That was one of my favorite things in the game. It was funny how they removed it. When they removed that, yeah, so you can't even place peck on the ground. When they did that, that was one of the days I'm like, hey, I'm considering quitting Entropia over this. Because that was one of my favorite things to do in the game, was being able to put items on the ground for people to pick up. It made little side quests, little adventures. And then when they removed it, I was like, fuck, maybe I should quit the game. You just removed one of the funnest features. See, there's that thing again. You have a game that's fun. When you're changing it, why would you take away the features that make it fun? Like, I noticed a lot of video games do that. Did anyone ever try the Burnout series? It was like a racing game. Burnout 1 was pretty good. Burnout 2 was really good. They added the crash mode. And then the crash mode was so popular, what did they do? They released version 3 and they took away the crash mode. I was like, so you made a new game and you removed the feature that everyone liked the most. The thing that made the game the most fun, you removed that feature. Why? Are you trying to bankrupt your company on purpose? Like, what kind of dumb thing? Well, okay. Got to be more positive here. Let's get a quick message from my sponsor. It always cheers me up. Today's lame Arcadia adventures were brought to you by Crack! Crack! It'll fuck you up. Woo! Alright, thank you, sponsor. That message was excellent. Yeah, so this is one thing that Arcadia that did good. But I'd say like 99% shit on this planet was, well, I shouldn't say that. The oil rig was designed good. The shops are designed good. Like what they said is that once you bought one of these shops, I guess you get to help the designers pick a custom design for your shop. I don't know if you get to design it or how that works. But so that's why all these shops look different. Someone helped design them. And I think the one disadvantage to having a shop in this place is the way they design these shops and where they put them. No one ever comes here. So I was thinking, like, if they wanted to design this properly, they should have put these shops all around Celeste Harbor, or the quarry, where everyone gathers. I was thinking that was one thing that Cybertown did right, is when they put shops somewhere, they usually put them where everyone gathers, like a giant gathering point. No one's gathering here, so why would you put shops here? It doesn't seem to make any sense. Maybe because they wanted to disperse things all over the planet, but still, mental. Like, what's the point of spending 30,000 ped in one of these shops if no one shops at them? Like, I bet you even my Camp Crunk booth gets more players because people are gathering in front of it all the time. Well, so I guess maybe instead of making fun of the shops, I should go in and see what kind of stuff they got. Hidden fortunes and treasures. Let's see, who owns this shop? Ah, Mikali I think she's the one that has the YouTube channel, right? I should really add her as a friend on Facebook, but sometimes I don't because I'm like very political on Facebook, and I know a lot of people aren't into that. Now, if people are wondering why I'm so political on Facebook all the time, my family actually has a bad history with early onset dementia. So in order to keep dementia from not setting in, you're supposed to be very active all the time, like mentally active. So that's why I argue a lot on Facebook. Seems like a weird thing to do, but it actually does help keep me sharp. Like I notice my relatives that just sit around and watch TV all the day, they've got dementia so bad by the time they're 60 they can barely even dress themselves, so I'm trying to avoid that. Yeah, so this shop's kind of neat. See if there's anything that, oh yeah, I don't have any money. It's like, maybe I should buy something. It's like, oh yeah, I'm broke. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm like, man, those skeleton gloves, you could sell them for high markup. I used to buy them for TT plus 1. I was like, who the hell is selling them that cheap? Because gloves are hard to buy. If you want a glove, it's not easy to get. Like, I'm wearing gloves. Yeah, I'm wearing the skeleton gloves too. How much are mine worth? Yeah, mine are up to 10 ped. See, back when I was getting them, they were closer to 1 ped. Now they're up to 10. Imagine you bought thousands of them. It could increase your value by 10 ped, or 10 times. Alright, sorry Michaelia, I would shop at your shop if I had any coin. I guess I do have a little bit of coin, but not really enough to be spending. Yeah, thrusters aren't doing too bad. What's her price? 160? So hers is a little bit over the regular price. But if you're stuck on Arcadia and you need something, it's probably a good situation to get one here. Yeah, I miss the days. I wish I would have bought a shopkeeper instead of those Arcadia deeds. Or not Arcadia, Ancient Greece. I had enough to buy the shopkeeper. I'm like, should I buy the shopkeeper or the Greece deeds? Fuck that choice up, but hey, live and learn. Thank you. Just kidding. Still got it. No, really, I gotta get myself cleaned up. It's like, I think maybe today I'll do that. No, usually I only shave and cut my hair when I have a big function to go to. And now with the whole pandemic situation, it's like almost never have functions to go to anymore, so kind of been slacking on the hair cutting. Now it's pretty gross too, because man, I got that wolf gene where I fucking grow hair everywhere except for the top of my head. Isn't that nice? No, I actually prefer it that way. At first I didn't, but then I was like, man, once you don't have hair for a while, you're like, fuck, how much better this is. Fucking head stays cool in the summer. It's nice. I don't know, like, a lot of this stuff this person's selling is almost borderline, like, useless. Like, why would you have a shopkeeper and load it with, like, low-end blueprints? If you sell one of those prints, it's going to decay your shopkeeper. So even your profit from that will go down. Yeah, I think what this shop looks like is someone built a shop, but then abandoned it because Arcadia doesn't really sell much. I don't know, what is it? The blueprint's looking green. Maybe it's the glare from that light. So hey, if that person wants to sell me a shopkeeper, or I guess donate a shopkeeper. Ooh, Scarlet Crypt of Shadows. I wonder if this is Raven Jade's. I think she was mentioning she had an Arcadia shop. No, that's not this one. Let's check it out anyways, looks pretty cool. Yeah, these fave masks are kind of neat. Not many of them been sold in the game. And they're not for sale. You know, nothing pisses me off more than going into a shop, seeing items you want to buy on the shelf, and then they're not for sale. It's like, why do you do that? Why can I not open this item? Hello? There we go. Yeah. So their shop is like filled with items that I cannot buy. Why would you do that? I know, like, in my situation it does happen occasionally, and what the reason is when I had my concussion, I fucking had a giant shop, tons of items that I had to put for sale. I couldn't do it because of my concussion. I was like, I would look at the items for like 5 minutes, I'd be like, get the shit away from me, I can't look at it anymore. It's making the symptoms worse. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, there was a good year, almost a year and a half, I couldn't even stock my shops. So maybe that's what happened to them. I hope they're okay. Well, their other items have prices. I don't know, like the one thing I wanted to buy in the shop, they don't have a price on it. Now, if I had a rule that I would advise to all shopkeepers, never put something in your shop that doesn't have a price on it, like even decorations. Like, you'll notice when you go to my shops, everything I put for decorations still has a price. So if you like the decoration, you can just buy it. So I don't know why people decorate their shops and then don't put the decorations for sale. It's like, what are you doing? You're advertising decorations that people can't buy? Like, what's the point of having a shop and putting things people can't buy? I know some people might be like, oh, but I put decorations that I don't want to lose. Well, what I do in that situation, I just put a really high price. So if anyone buys it, it's like, A, they got their fun, they can buy the item that they liked, and I made enough profit to rebuy that item, and with profit. So that's how you do it. If you want to keep the item, just put a high price. Like, say these bookshelves. It's like, here, I came to a shop. Maybe I'm looking to buy shelves for my shop. I see these nice shelves. Like to buy them. Not for sale. Yeah, so maybe that's what I'll do more with my FOMA shop. Instead of bitching about stuff like that, maybe I should make a whole shop that's just like furniture and displays and everything for sale. So instead of be like a shoe store, it'll be like a furniture store. Yeah, look how many nice shops are around here. I don't know, like, that purple one there and this purple one here got me confused, thinking they were the same shop. Yeah, you gotta hand it to them. Arcadia, these custom shop designs, they're nice. I'd say, though, the way they design the shop, like, the apartments and this, still, it doesn't beat the Monria shops. The Monria shops, out of all the shops I owned, are still by far the best. Multiple floors, multiple segments, even a sign front with an extra deed. Although that extra deed thing has a lot of fucked up shit attached to it. Like, who the hell thought you could sell someone a shop with 2 deeds and guarantee that they would keep both deeds together? Like, really, it's 2 deeds. Why shouldn't you be able to sell one and keep the other? Now, I was talking to one of the people that's in charge of Monria, and they said that they don't want people to sell it. It's like, either you sell the whole thing or not at all. Right, so I went in the shop, and now I can't move. So if I wasn't allowed to go in, why did you let me go in the first place? Alright, so now I have to hit teleporter. And guess what? I'm not coming back to these shops. That's fucking bullshit. Get stuck like that, there's another situation where it's not fun, and I'm not doing it any longer. Sorry, made the game not fun. I'm out of here. Now I was thinking, the game designers, if you wanted it to make it fun, have it so the door of the shop doesn't open and you don't get stuck halfway in the door and then says you can't go in. Because, see, that's designed to be not fun. Maybe they just screwed up on that coding part and they actually meant for people not to be able to walk in the door when it's not open. Sort of like how storekeepers sometimes they have the close sign but then they forget to lock the door, so people will just walk right in not knowing that it's closed. Now this is good in a way because I wanted time for a vape. You know, one of the times that I got a Hall of Fame crafting, I'll show you where. It was this crafting terminal somewhere around here. So I went here, and the thing I crafted was you know, it'd be nice if they added like a search button here, so I could just type the name of the blueprint I want and it would search through all my prints and find it. It was Listerium something. Oh god, man, I can't even be bothered to look for it. Yeah, so it was a Listerium print. Oh man, I wish some of this stuff in the game was designed better. Alright, apparently I don't even have the fucking print anymore. Maybe I put it down somewhere? Man, that's fucking annoying. There's no reason that I would ever put that print down. I always kept it with me. If I even had some Listerium, it should be saying Listerium. I think it's a component. Ah, here it is. You can see because my power level thing is up a bit. Hey, it's saying that it's an enhancer. So if you craft this, does it give you enhancer blueprints? I would do a crafting run to experiment, but you can see that this print is super expensive to click. 40 times 3 cents. If it was times 10 cents, it'd be 3, 6, 9, 12. So yeah, it's over a ped each. 120 each per click. But man, when I clicked it, I got I think it was either a global or a Hall of Fame. And it was actually one of my friends was over, and he's like, holy shit, you won something playing a video game? I'm like, yeah, check this out, Listerium. Crafted it, made money. He's like, holy shit, I'm going home to try the game right now. So he went home, tried it, signed it up, made a profit his first mining run. He's like, yeah, I love this game. And then after that, he lost all his money and never played it again. So I was like, oh, that was fun while it lasted. So that's what I was thinking, like, Entropia's got to focus more on that. Get people hooked on some of the stuff that's free in the game. Like, make more free activities that are fun. So that way, even when you lose your money, like, hey, I can still do fun shit in the game. Sweating, rock picking, oil rigs, more stuff like that. Now, the one thing that was really getting me down the dumps yesterday was I was thinking the main reason I started growing weed so that I wouldn't spend so much trying to buy weed. I was like, man, buying weed can make you broke pretty quick. So I was like, holy, I can turn it around by growing it. And then my first year growing, I think my expenses came to close to $3,000. and I got back about $1,000 worth of weed. So I was like, holy fuck, not only did I not save money by growing weed, I lost $2,000. So I was like, hey, maybe I can turn it around this year, because a lot of the shit I bought last year to grow, like pots, lights, seeds, fucking all that shit, at least I bought it already. So the next year, maybe I could have better luck. But guess what happened? That fucking greenhouse situation, I'm like, man, as long as I buy the greenhouse and it goes well, I could make money this year from doing it, or at least break even. But now that the greenhouse situation happened and the greenhouse is fucked, can't even use it, now I'm down like at least $1,000 again. Oh man. So that's one thing I noticed in life. A lot of times people are like, oh, do this to save money, do this to save money. And then a lot of times what they're telling you to do to save money will actually cost you more money in the long run. Like my dentist always says, like, yeah, don't go to the dentist, you can save money. But what happens if you don't go for a long time, get a bad cavity, all of a sudden you need a fucking root canal, and you're paying thousands or something to get dental work done. You're like, holy shit, that money you saved just ended up costing you way more. It's like buying a used computer. It's like, oh, you can buy a used computer, save some money. But then what do you know? You buy that used computer and it fucking breaks all the time. Then you end up spending a whole bunch of money on repairs. Next thing you know, you ended up spending more on the fucking used computer than if you would have just bought a new one. So that's why I was a little bit down in the dumps. I'm like, another situation where my plan backfired. I'm not going to be saving money. In fact, I'll be losing lots of money. I could have just bought the weed from the government. It would have been better weed. It would have saved fucking thousands of man hours. Like, man, trimming pot plants all year long? What a fucking nightmare. It's like, I don't understand how any pot company can make money selling nugs for fucking under $20 a gram. It just wouldn't be worth your time. The amount of fucking time you have to do to trim those nugs even. Like, I was joking with my brother the other day. It's like some of the nugs that I've gotten from Hexo, this really good weed company from the government, the nugs are so finely trimmed that for every gram, it takes a person like 2 to 3 hours to fucking trim this nug. And like, they're selling it for $2. It's like, how do you trim something for hours, pay someone to do that, and then sell it for $1 or $2? It's like you have to be selling for like $60 just to break even from trimming it. It's like, trimming takes for fucking ever. I don't know if anyone's ever trimmed weed before, but it's a fucking nightmare. It's like, you can tell the difference between Hexo nugs and other companies because other companies probably trim them faster. Put it in a machine, self-trim or something. But Hexo, they go to the extent of giving every leaf off. There's like, every like speck of leaf is gone. It's just all bud. Now, I was hoping to show off the mineral stacks about how big they are before the end of the episode. So let's hope we can find some resources. If I had to guess, it'll be some sort of fruit. Fruit's usually common. So it's maybe the orange or the green fruit. Hopefully I didn't walk past it already and didn't notice. Hate when that happens. No, but in retrospect, I always think, like, what are my problems? Fucking growing weed? That's a pretty lame problem. Like, some people have cancer and shit. Like, get real, man. You fucking have no problems in comparison. That's one really good thing I've noticed about, like, having horrible disasters in life where you lose a shitload of money. It's like, say you lose like 1,000 or even 10,000. Fuck, man, can you imagine if you lost 100,000? But no, I was thinking the advantage when you lose money like that. Say like, remember when I was a kid? I think I lost like $100 somehow, got ripped off for something. And then I was pissed. I'm like, fuck, man, I get so depressed losing $100. But then one day as I got older, I got ripped off for like $1,000. That was like, holy fucking, I feel like shit, I'm all upset, I lost $1,000. But then I was like, remember that time that I lost $100? Doesn't seem so bad anymore. It's like, every time after I lose $100, I'm like, it doesn't really matter, it's only $100. At least it wasn't $1,000 loss. So I was thinking, when I fucking lost $10,000, Same thing happened again. I was like, I could get ripped off for $1,000. I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. At least it wasn't 10,000. So I don't know, like I remember one time I was talking to a really rich guy, and he was telling me like I used to work around, it was actually shining shoes, what I used to do for really rich people. And I would get advice and get to meet a lot of cool wealthy people. And this one wealthy guy was telling me, he's like, he was watching the stock market, this is like back in 2008. He's like, do you realize I lost over $1 million on the stock market today? He's like, just a few minutes. And I think I kind of pissed him off. I was like, wow, it's like you lost more money than I'll ever earn. And then he kind of looked at me, he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to get much sympathy from you. But I was thinking, like, his sake, he must be lucky in a way, because can you imagine, like, losing millions of dollars? They'd be like, after you could lose 100,000, you'd be like, oh, it's not that bad. At least I didn't lose $1 million again. Yeah, that was the funniest thing about shining shoes, is like hearing rich people talk about their problems. I'm like, oh god, you guys think you have problems. Now, one of the funniest things taking care of rich people is like, one day I was like cleaning up their plates and stuff, and I was like going to the tables, cleaning up their glasses, plates, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's like, I'm like, there's a few plates short here. I fucking look, and a few of the rich people had taken the plates, like fucking gold plated, like really fancy like dinnerware plates, and they threw them in the garbage. I'm like, excuse me. It's like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, we're helping you clean up. I'm like, some people, I didn't say some people, I think we actually reuse these plates. They're like, we put them in a dishwasher and wash them. They're like, you reuse plates? It's like, you can clearly tell they don't do dishes at home, right? Alright, here's some dung. Oh, yeah, I was going to say it's only 14. But no, I picked up 146. See what I was talking about? The Arcadia stacks. Yeah, I'll make that the cover. Woohoo! Picked up 146 dung. Oh yeah, it's not going to make a good cover if the dung isn't even on it. Or another good one too is this one lady, she's like fascinated watching me work. I was like, what's going on, right? And she's like, well, that device you have, it's fucking amazing. It's like, or she didn't say fucking, but she said it's amazing. It's like, look how it's like cleaning the floor. And I'm like, yeah, amazing. And then she's like, what is it? And I'm like, what do you mean, what is it? And I'm like, what brand is it? It's like a fucking Dynex or something like that. She knows, like, no, like, what kind of device is this? And I'm like, it's a vacuum. She's like, a vacuum? Fascinating. I was like, some people actually don't even know what vacuums are. No, that was actually the highlight of that day. I think that was the funniest thing I heard in a while. Maybe not funny to everyone. There's maybe someone watching the show who doesn't know what a vacuum is either. Right? It's like, you know, you have good housekeeping when they like clean your house, you've never even seen them clean it. Alright, so let's get out of here. Wrap up the show. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Dung. Woohoo! Oh yeah, it was this way. Woohoo! Oh, better be careful. Be careful how I cheer with one hand. Gonna get my video taken down from YouTube. Okay, let's try this again. Woohoo! Just don't give the OK symbol. Might get my channel taken down too. Oh god. Alright, thanks everyone for watching the show today. Sorry Arcadia is a little bit boring. I'll try to figure something else I can do. Maybe I can do an epic fruit picking run. That 140 stack of shit at the end. It's got my hopes up. Maybe today won't be so shitty after all. I got all the shit over with. Okay, let's get out of here. Patreon. Yeah, I gotta get to work soon too. Fuck, hurry up. Patreon, if you want help with that, that's cool. Society 6, you can buy merch. Swag will get you discount shopping online. GameKit, you can pay the gamer. paid to be a gamer. No, no one's paying you to be gay. I don't know if that's around, but if it is, I haven't seen it. I have no affiliates for that. Alright, Hideout TV is paid to watch videos, not gay videos. Well, maybe some are. No, just kidding. Bitcoin and, not there's anything wrong with that. Bitcoin lottery, oh yeah. Jesus, I'm slapped. Yeah, I almost forgot to show you guys a spin of the Bitcoin lottery today. Oh yeah, and I found out something too. I should remind everyone. Where is it? Here we are. So, here's the Satoshi I have, 24,255. I'll hit roll. Woo! 24,273 Satoshi. So I went up a fair bit. And anyone who's getting frustrated, I noticed quite a few people become referrals and they give up. Probably because this is pretty slow to get going, just doing these free spins. So just go up here, click, multiply, and you can play this game. And I have a whole video that I'll link at the end of this one, where you can play this game, and it's like really fast for going up or down in head. And I have a strategy for it. So if you're just starting and you want to try a really fast method, you could try this. And then the best part too is if you go bankrupt, you can just start going and collecting the free again. Then try it again, and then try it again every time you go bankrupt. And every time you're doing that, even though you're going bankrupt, it's not that bad either, because you go up to here and click rewards. This reward point keeps going up every time you're betting. So when you're doing those really dangerous betting strategies that are making you go bankrupt all the time, it's actually still increasing your reward points. And these points never go down until you withdraw them. So there you go. Some extra news for you. No, and it's really cool too, because every time you're doing that, they give me referral bonuses. So I really appreciate everyone who's trying that. Alright, and we also got the Virtual Mate Sex Machine. And it's for adults and men only. But if ladies need one, a sex machine that is, they know who to call. Especially if you're near Toronto. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, let's continue. Oh yeah, the Entropia zine. Check that out if you want more information on Entropia, or if you want to read it. Yeah, and a big shout out to everyone who gave me the cheer up messages yesterday. Sorry to be such a fucking like whore, always demanding likes. I'll try never to do that again. But I appreciate it that you guys are giving me a shout out and helping boost my spirits when I'm down. If you ever need it too, that's what people are saying, that they like the show, it helps cheer them up. So I'll try to keep the shows more optimistic. Yeah, I can find a lot of good stuff about Entropia. I swear. Alright, take care. What else was there? Item for today. Yeah, if you happen to get any dung, because that was the big find in today's episode. Oh yeah, and we got some oil too. Forgot to check. So yeah, today's profits weren't that bad. Maybe close to a pen. Alright, so anyways, yeah, take care. If you happen to get any of that dung in your vaporizer, give the show a dislike, because it would taste like shit. But if it doesn't happen, you can help with a like. Really appreciate it. Take care. Make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Worse than I did. Here's 2 videos. And to subscribe. One of the videos is my Bitcoin betting strategy. It helps you finish quick.